All right, so you're diving into the world of data with Python, and you keep hearing about this thing called IPython. But then, bam, you're hit with a choice. Do you use the shell or do you use the notebook? It can be a little confusing at first, but don't worry. Today, we're going to break down both of these tools so you can figure out exactly which one is the right fit for your workflow. So you're ready to start coding, and right away you're facing this fork in the road. You've heard of the IPython shell, you've heard about Jupyter Notebooks, but where do you actually, begin? It's a super common question, but by the end of this, you'll know exactly where to start, no problem. The choice really just boils down to these two primary interfaces. Each one is built for a completely different kind of workflow, and understanding their unique strengths, well, that's the key to working smarter, not harder. Okay, let's jump right in with our first contender, the IPython shell. Think of this as the command line powerhouse, built for speed and just direct, hands-on interaction. So what is it really? Well, imagine the standard Python interpreter, the one that comes with Python, but on steroids. The IPython shell runs right inside your terminal, and it is absolutely packed with features designed to make your command line work way faster and a whole lot more powerful. So what does enhanced actually mean? We're talking about things like much better syntax highlighting that makes your code way easier to read. And then there are these incredible things called magic commands. For example, you can use a command like %timeit to instantly measure how fast a piece of your code runs. How cool is that? Features like this, plus really easy access to documentation, make the shell the perfect place for just rapid-fire testing and exploring your data. I'm getting started? It's as simple as typing IPython into your command line.
All right, let's switch over to our second interface and see how it builds on these ideas. This is the Jupyter Notebook, and if the shell is the powerhouse, the notebook, well, it's the interactive storyteller.
And this slide just perfectly illustrates the core difference. The Jupyter Notebook lives in your web browser, not your terminal. Its entire purpose is to let you create and share these complete documents that mix everything together: live runnable code, the mathematical equations behind your work, beautiful data visualizations, and, of course, the text that explains it all. So the crucial thing here is this integration. You can write some code, run it, see the output, visualize the data, and then write a whole paragraph explaining what it all means, all in one single place. It's not just about writing code, it's about building a narrative around your analysis. This is exactly why it's so incredibly powerful for development, for collaborating with others, and even for publishing a final report. To get it running, you just type Jupyter Notebook in your terminal. Okay, let's put them head to head. This table sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you have the IPython shell, a terminal-based tool that's all about quick commands and exploration. On the other side, the Jupyter Notebook, a browser-based canvas for creating these rich, shareable documents that combine your code with a story. They're both incredibly powerful, but they solve very different problems. So now you know the difference between these two essential tools. But how do you go from just knowing about them to truly mastering them? Let's talk about your learning path and point you towards some of the absolute best resources out there. Ready to become a pro at this? Here's exactly where you should be looking. If you're serious about mastering these tools, you have to seek out video tutorials from the major Python conferences like PyCon, SciPy, and PyData. But here's the real pro tip. Search specifically for tutorials by Fernando Perez and Brian Granger. These are two of the original creators of the entire project. This way, you're learning directly from the people who actually built it from the ground up. And hey, this isn't just for IPython. For libraries like Pandas and other data science topics, an absolute goldmine of information is PyVideo. It archives talks from all these amazing conferences. And the presenters, especially at a conference like PyCon, are heavily vetted. That means you're getting top-tier content from the absolute best in the field. So what's the big takeaway here? It's actually very, very simple. Use the shell for quick commands, for testing little snippets, and for exploration. Use the notebook to build your analyses and to tell a rich, data-driven story. So there you have it. You now understand the fundamental difference between the shell and the notebook, and you have a clear roadmap to becoming an expert. The only question left is, what are you going to create first?